Today, we're starting with the big question. Should the African Union recognize Somaliland as an independent state? Before we dive in, let's get clear on a few terms. The African Union is a group of African countries working together to keep peace and solve problems. Somaliland is a region that's run itself like a country, but isn't officially recognized as one. Diplomatic recognition means treating that region as its own country, giving it all the rights and respect that come with independence. So the debate is, should the African Union take that step and say, yes, Somaliland, you're officially a separate nation?
Welcome. Today we'll be exploring the public forum debate topic about whether the African Union should recognize Somaliland as an independent state. Historical context. Somaliland's past as a separate colony is special. Recognizing it respects that unique history and makes sense given its separate roots.
Somaliland used to be a British colony before it joined Somalia in 1960. But in 1991, after a long period of unrest, Somaliland decided to run things on its own, holding elections, making laws, and acting like an independent country. Even though it's done this for decades, most of the world still sees it as part of Somalia. Why should anyone else care about Somaliland's independence? Well, if Somaliland becomes fully recognized, it could do better economically and have a stronger voice in the world. But there's a catch. If one region successfully breaks away, other areas in Africa might try the same thing, which could cause more conflicts in the future. So what happens with Somaliland could affect peace and stability in Africa and beyond. The African Union is a big group of African countries working together to keep peace and solve common problems. Usually, the AU wants countries to keep their current borders to avoid fights. Now they face a tough choice: support Somaliland's independence and possibly encourage positive change, or stick to their usual rules to prevent other breakaways from happening. When thinking about this debate, consider four main points.
Self-determination versus territorial integrity. Should people choose their own country, or should borders stay as they are? Regional stability. Will recognition bring peace or lead to more groups splitting off? Economic development. Could independence help Somaliland and the region grow richer? Legal precedents. If Somaliland is recognized, what does that mean for other places wanting to break away?
If you argue yes for Somaliland's recognition, you'll say, Somaliland holds fair elections and runs smoothly, proving it deserves independence. Its recognition would show other groups that peaceful methods, not violence, can lead to freedom. It could boost the economy, open trade, and bring more money into the region. Giving Somaliland official status rewards its good governance and might inspire others to improve.
Pro teams could get creative. Recognize Somaliland only under certain conditions, like human rights standards, or treat Somaliland as a special zone with extra freedoms, but not full independence right away. The AU could help Somaliland and Somalia talk things out, striking a deal that works for both. Con teams can also think differently. Instead of independence, offer strong regional programs to make Somaliland want to stay with Somalia. Create an international committee to fairly study the situation and give advice, showing caution. Consider a future vote with clear goals. If Somaliland meets them, then reconsider independence.
When you put your case together, start with a clear statement of what you believe. Back it up with facts about Somaliland's elections, Somalia's struggles, or rules of the African Union. Predict what the other team will say and be ready to answer their challenges. Keep it simple and clear so the judge understands your point.
Here's the big picture. This debate is about whether the AU should accept Somaliland as its own country. The pro side thinks it's fair and helpful. The con side worries about creating more problems. By understanding both sides, you can form strong arguments, respond to challenges, and present a balanced, thoughtful case.
At this point, do you have any questions about Somaliland, the African Union, or the arguments we've covered? Feel free to ask for clarifications or examples in the comments below.